Tonight, at some point, you will finally put your phone down. The room will go quiet. No messages, no noise, no one asking anything from you. And that is when it starts. Your brain pulls up a text that sounded a little too cold, a look someone gave you 3 days ago, a mistake everyone else forgot, but you didn't. You call it overthinking. Your brain calls it survival. And that difference explains more than most people realize. People think they are afraid of silence, but that is not exactly true. You are not afraid of silence. You are afraid of what appears inside it. Because for most of human history, silence was not peace. Silence was information. Silence meant you had to listen. Where are the predators? Where are the enemies? Who in the group is angry? Who is pulling away? Who might leave you behind? To your ancestors, being alone was not a vibe. It was not self-care. It was not aesthetic. It was danger. And your body still remembers that. Today, if someone leaves you on red, it feels embarrassing. 50,000 years ago, being ignored by the group could have killed you. The group was not just company. The group was warmth, food, protection, safety. The group was the future. If the group rejected you, you did not just feel bad, you became vulnerable. So the brain learned one skill with terrifying precision. It learned to detect rejection early. A colder tone, a slower reply, a strange look, a missing invitation, a laugh that stops when you walk into the room. The modern mind says, maybe they are just busy. The ancient brain says, you are being pushed out. That is why you reread messages. That is why you study tone. That is why one sentence can live in your head for weeks. Your brain is not trying to torture you. It is trying to keep you inside the circle. But then came the modern world, a world your brain was never built for. A world full of faces, but almost no tribe. A world where everyone is visible, but everyone feels far away. A world where someone can be online and still ignore you. A world where silence no longer means absence. It means uncertainty. And the brain hates uncertainty. It does not need the truth first. It needs an explanation. Even a painful explanation feels better than no explanation. So when someone does not answer, your brain fills the empty space. Maybe I said something wrong. Maybe they are annoyed. Maybe they are losing interest. Maybe they secretly hate me. Maybe everyone eventually leaves. This is not deep thinking. This is threat simulation. Your brain is running drills for a disaster that may not exist. And here is the cruel part. The worst story often feels like the most responsible one. Because if everything is fine, worrying changes nothing. But if danger is real, noticing first could save you. That is the trap. Overthinking feels protective because once it was. Long before therapy language, long before smartphones, long before anyone called it anxiety, the nervous system had one job: keep you alive. And to stay alive, you had to predict pain before it arrived. The person who noticed tension first had time to fix it. The person who ignored it could wake up alone. So your mind became a scanner. It scanned faces, it scanned voices, it scanned silence. And now that same scanner lives in your pocket. It scans typing dots. It scans response times. It scans likes. It scans who watched your story and who did not. And every tiny signal can become evidence. Evidence that you matter, or evidence that you don't. This is why modern life is so exhausting. Not because humans became weak, because the number of signals became impossible to process. Your ancestors had one tribe. You have group chats, co-workers, followers, exes, friends who feel distant, strangers with perfect lives, and people you barely know who can still make you feel rejected. Your brain was built for a village. Now it lives inside an endless social machine, and the machine never sleeps. During the day, you can escape it. Work gives you a role. Noise gives you cover. Screens give you somewhere to look. Food gives your body comfort. Music fills the empty spaces. The world keeps interrupting you. But at night, the interruptions stop, and the mind comes back. the apology you never got, the person who changed, the friend who disappeared slowly, the group you no longer belong to, the version of yourself you are afraid you became. Night does not create those thoughts. It removes everything you used to hide from them. That is why silence feels loud. It is not empty. It is full of everything you kept postponing. And this is why the phone feels like relief. Not because you are lazy, not because you are weak, because the phone gives your mind a way out of itself. Every like says you still exist. Every message says someone still sees you. Every video says, do not think about this yet. The phone is not just entertainment. It is emotional pain relief, but the cost is hidden. The more you escape silence, the more dangerous silence feels. Your brain learns the pattern. Quiet means danger. Alone means something is wrong. Bored means escape now. And slowly, you lose the ability to sit with yourself. Not because there is nothing inside you, because there is too much. Too much unprocessed fear. Too much social pain. Too much comparison. Too many versions of yourself trying to survive at once. There is the version that wants to be loved, the version that expects rejection, the version that acts fine, the version that is still hurt, the version that wants peace, and the version that does not trust it. When everything gets quiet, they all start talking. That is why being alone can feel crowded. The strangest thing about modern loneliness is that it looks safe. You are not in the wilderness. You have food, you have warmth, you have internet, you have a locked door. But your body can still feel like it has been left behind. Your mind says, I am safe. Your nervous system says, we are in danger. That is why loneliness can hurt physically. That is why silence from someone can feel like punishment. That is why an unanswered message can ruin an entire day. That is why you can be safe and still feel threatened. Your body is not reacting to the room you are in. It is reacting to the world it was built for. A world where being disconnected meant being exposed. A world where losing people could mean losing protection. A world where silence was never neutral. It meant you had to listen harder. And here is the part almost nobody tells you. Your goal is not to kill every anxious thought. That will never work. The brain does not stop scanning because you shame it. It stops when it learns that the signal is not always danger. A delayed text is not exile. A quiet room is not abandonment. A bad memory is not a prediction. A feeling is not always a fact. But your brain needs repetition before it believes that. The next time you sit in silence, do not rush to escape. Do not call yourself broken. Do not assume something is wrong with you. Maybe your brain is simply doing what it did for thousands of generations, searching for danger, searching for rejection, searching for a reason why someone might leave. It does not know that silence is not always a threat. It does not know you no longer have to earn your place by the fire. Sometimes silence is just silence. Sometimes being alone does not mean being abandoned. Sometimes a thought is only an old alarm echoing inside a new world. And maybe peace begins the moment you understand that your mind is not your enemy. It is an ancient protector using outdated maps. If you want to understand why your brain behaves this way, subscribe, because your brain is older than the world around you. And once you understand it, it becomes a little less terrifying.